Should my co-founder be on my board? The question of who should be on your startup's board of directors seems simple. And obviously, your co-founder should be on your board. Well, the answer is more complicated than you think. In fact, the decision about your board will be the first true test of your management and leadership skills. And the stakes are high. The wrong board structure can get you fired later. Most CEOs don't realize this until they're already in trouble. That's what today's video is all about. I'll share with you the right way you should think about organizing your board of directors. And I'll share with you who absolutely, positively has to be on your board. My answer will surprise you. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. Today's video is divided into 3 parts. Part 1, who should be on your board before you get funded. Part 2 is who should be on your board after you get funded. And Part 3, how should you manage your board meetings? So let's get started with Part 1. Part 1, who should be on your board before you raise funding? You want to have a one-person board of directors before you start. Let's say you start your company with 1 co-founder. Do you really need regular board meetings? Of course you don't. You can just meet with your co-founder every day to keep everything moving forward. But you're wondering if it's legal to have a one-person board of directors. The good news is that of course it's legal. So make life easy for yourself and have a one-person board when you're starting out. However, what about your co-founder? That leads us to number 2 on our list. Number 2, why should your co-founder not be on your board yet? 50% of all co-founder relationships fail. Now imagine that your co-founders are part of your board of directors and things aren't going well. One of your co-founders decides they know better than you how to run the company. So they vote you out and you're no longer CEO. If you think that can't happen to you, think again. My first VP engineering and co-founder, John, thought he knew better than I did how to build our company, and he told me so. Thank goodness I was the only board member or I would have lost my company. If you're worried about the politics of not having your co-founders on the board, you're right. This moves us to number 3 on the list. Having a one-person board is the first test of your leadership. First-time CEOs have a tendency to give up power. When you give up power, it creates problems because no one takes your leadership seriously. But that's not what your team wants. Your team wants you to lead, so lead them. The right way to answer the question at your board is something like, we don't need a board. We can just meet, divide up the work, and get stuff done. If your co-founder continues pushing you, you can say, I appreciate what you're saying, but we're going to keep things as they are. I had something like this happen when my second set of co-founders, Randy and Ken, demanded we have an office of the president, where all decisions would be agreed to by them and me. I said no, and they backed down. Now, let's move to part 2 of our discussion. Part 2, who should be on your board after you raise funding? And let's move to number 1 on our list. Number 1, angel investors usually don't need to be on your board. Most of the time, it's not necessary to give angel investors a board seat. And most angel investors don't ask for a board seat. Having said that, many angels want to be involved operationally in your company. And that can be great for your startup if it makes sense. For example, I've seen many angels help with sales to get a startup off the ground. However, things change when you raise a venture round. This leads us to number 2. Number 2, Your venture investors do need to be on your board. In fact, you want your venture investors on your board because now they have a fiduciary responsibility to your company. In their role as board members, they have to do what is in your company's best interest. And yes, they are still investors. And yes, they will act to protect their investment. However, it's an element of protection for you that you don't get if they are not board members. This leads us to number 3 on my list. Number 3, in fact, it's a red flag if they decline a board seat. I lived this one. Right before we closed our Series A funding, Raul called me to let me know he would not be on our board. Instead, Donald Ventures would be represented by an outside CEO. At the time, I didn't realize that meant Raul didn't have any responsibility to the company. And sure enough, 3 years later, Raul and Donald did everything they could to force us to sell our company instead of allowing us to close our Series B funding. This moves us to number 4 on the list. Number 4, the composition of your board should represent the ownership of your company. You can break ownership of your company into 2 groups. The first group is investors who typically hold preferred stock. The second group is the employees and the founders that hold common stock. The board composition should roughly follow the percentage ownership of the company. So, if you and the employees own 60% of the company and the investors own 40% of the company, then the board composition, if it's a 5-person board, should be 3 seats for the founders and employees and 2 seats for the investors. Now let's move to part 3. Part 3, how should you manage your board meetings? Now, I'll give you the 3 rules for having great board meetings, starting with number 1. Number 1, manage your board. You do this by meeting with each board member one-on-one before each meeting. The reason you do this is you do not want to surprise your board with bad news during the meeting. Instead, explain what's going on, good and bad, before the meeting. Then you can tell your board how you're going to fix any significant problems. This keeps the meeting from becoming a chest-thumping, ego-driven nightmare. Next, we move to step 2. Step 2, get in, get out, and get done. No one wants to be in your board meeting. Most of all, your investors would prefer to be anywhere else but your board meeting. So respect their time and give the board the information they need. However, your goal should be to complete your board meeting in 2 hours or less. Now let's move to number 3 on the list. Number 3, rehearse. Rehearsing a board meeting may sound like a waste, but it's not. Here's why. Your senior executives will be updating the board on the status of their segments. The last thing you want is an unprepared executive surprising you and the board. Having your team present to you first prevents this from happening. I learned the value of this before my first board meeting when my co-founder and sales VP, Ken, showed me his update. It consisted of 1 slide, Touchstone Touches, with the logos of companies he had met with. Serious people, like my board and likely your board, expect more than a bunch of logos. Now, if today's video resonated with you, then please hit the like button right now. One final thought. Board meetings are really about your team, not you. Your board already knows you. The real value of board meetings, beyond the update, is getting to see your executive team in action. So, you want to do everything you can to let them shine. Remember, the better they do, the better you look. If you want to build a pitch that gets the details right, then join me in Zero to Pitch. It's where startup CEOs like you create the first draft of a pitch investors actually want to see. Inside Zero to Pitch, our free community, you get the structure and support to take your pitch from idea to draft so you can finally see what's working and what needs to be improved. scan the QR code to join. And if you want to fix your pitch and build a company investors will trust, watch the free 20-minute training over my left shoulder. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.